I'm Lisa, and welcome to our Happy Kitchen.
Thank you for joining us again. My name's Joe. We are Sinful Creations here in St. Louis, and some of the products that we've been making in our other videos are not just staples with people from Greece and Greek people here in the United States, but pretty much anybody that likes any kind of ethnic foods, and even people that are maybe not into ethnic foods, once they try these, because these are Greek foods, and Lisa will correct me if I'm wrong, she's good at that.
It's my specialty.
It's not really, Greek is not really spicy food like
No.
a lot of Italian food, right?
No, it's not spicy.
So it could appeal to more people, and then you can just add spices as you see fit to kick it up a few notches.
Right.
Okay, so what are we going to be making today?
Well, we are making Spanikopita, which is a very popular Greek pastry. It's a savory pastry with spinach, 3 different kinds of cheese, eggs, and onion, wrapped in phyllo dough.
Now, what would be the American name for that?
Spinach pita.
Okay, spinach pita. Okay, that.
But we can also, I think we can all say Spanikopita. Yes, I think we can all say
Spanikopita.
Spanikopita. Spanikopita.
I knew that. Spanikopita. This is one of the easier names,
That's
believe me.
right.
Some of the foods they
Say
have.
now let your booty go.
No,
Never
that's
mind.
okay.
All right, well, you asked me what I'm doing here?
Yes.
You're wondering what I'm doing here. I am clarifying the butter. What I'm doing is I melted about 3/4 of a pound of butter, and I'm just skimming off the cream from the top. All right, because we want our butter, when we're working with our phyllo dough, to be perfectly clear.
And just to clarify this,
Joe.
Yeah, okay,
Joe.
Clarifying process.
Honey,
Now, what's the reasoning for clarifying it? Because you see that it's like a froth that sits on the top
that's
of
right.
that.
This is
once
the
it
butter.
melts.
This is the butter. It's pretty much clarified. All right. And then here's all the cream. The cream is going to keep it from browning correctly. This is the fat. This is what you want to use. This is just the cream that's on top. It's what you want is the full fat of the butter. All right, and nothing else. That's what's going to brown it evenly and make it buttery and delicious.
And that's important to know too, because
Very
one of the ways that you want to display the Spanikopita as some of the other pastries with phyllo
You
dough.
can see it.
And this is not a sweet pastry, just to let you know that, just to
Let's see.
clarify that. Yeah.
Stop it.
I won't. That's the last time I've used that. After twice, it's not funny anymore. Wasn't funny the first time, but that's okay. You want to have it like a golden brown, right?
Yes.
You don't want to have the edges burnt, but you
No.
want to show some color in there, which
Right.
is again why you clarify the butter.
That cream, that frothiness at the top, that will burn, that will look burned, and get a reddish color. You don't want that in any of your pastries, whether we're making baklava, Spanikopita, anything with phyllo. You don't want that cream in your butter. You want to clarify that.
Now, what Lisa's using here is what, a chopped spinach?
Frozen chopped spinach.
Okay, as opposed to, I know there's other kinds of
Fresh.
spinach.
Yeah, you can use fresh, but
Or leaf. Leaf spinach? I mean,
yes.
yeah, okay,
As
leaf
long
is
as-
not
yeah.
chopped, okay. And she uses this because, why do you like the chopped spinach
This
better?
is easier to use than fresh because fresh cooks down so much when you cook it. You start out with this big ginormous bowl of spinach, and then when you cook it, it shrinks to this much. It's like enough for one person. So this gives you a good healthy amount of spinach for your Spanikopita.
And she's wringing out by hand a lot of the water that's in it. You don't want too much of the liquid going into the phyllo dough pastry.
No, you want to get it very dry. As a matter of fact, watch what I do. I've got a bowl underneath my colander. So I'm going to just take it, I'm going to dump all that water out, and I'm going to continue until this gets really dry. And actually, this is Joe's job when we're at home. He's better at squeezing this.
Now, we also went ahead and diced up, finely chopped some onions, which is part of the recipe.
Or you can use green onions. Don't be afraid
Right.
to use green onions. We use both, either one.
So what kind of mixture will we be putting in with the onions?
I'll be putting the spinach,
Okay,
and then we'll be adding our 3 cheeses.
and
All
eggs.
right? We've got to get our eggs. Where are the eggs? We need 5 eggs for
We
this.
left them at the grocery store?
No.
Oh, here we go, here we go.
I'm using extra large eggs. So if I were just using large or medium eggs, I'd use 6 eggs, but these are extra large, so I'm gonna use 5. All right, it's very dry. You can also put the spinach on towels or paper towels and really get it very, very dry. This is what I'm gonna do for now. It's nice and dry. When I make this for the restaurant, probably 30 pounds of frozen chopped spinach. That's a really good way to get your hands raw. This is easy. All right, now if you want to put that there, we're gonna add the eggs.
Okay. Now just to show you how much water there was, even that second bowl that she had filled up quite a bit with the water from the spinach. So it is a little bit of a process, but it's mandatory that you get all that out there.
Yes, you want to thaw the spinach. You can put it under cold running water in a colander, get it all thawed out, and then just squeeze it. Squeeze the heck out of it. All right, while you're doing 5 eggs, I am going to be doing cottage cheese. Will you switch with me?
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. All right. So let's put in a good cup. See how I measure? A cup of large curd cottage cheese. You really want to use large curd. It will hold its shape much better. It doesn't get all runny. All right, so large curd cottage cheese.
Not the best egg cracking in the world, but then I'm not a professional chef. Okay, that's always going to be my fallback excuse.
You don't need to be a professional chef. You just do not need to do that. All you need to know are the techniques. All right, so we're crumbling feta. And if you could add that cup of Parmesan in here, we'll have our cheeses in here. So we're doing about 1.5 cups of large curd cottage cheese, cup of Parmesan cheese, and as much feta cheese as you want. All right, I'm putting in about 1.5 cups. All right, I'm going to crumble that.
You don't want to really overwhelm it with cheese though, do you? Or is that?
No, if you
matter?
want to overwhelm cheesy pastry, then you just make Spanikopita, which is the cheese pita. It's these 3 different kinds of cheese and the eggs with white pepper and
No spinach?
no spinach. That's about it.
And it tastes a little bit saltier. The spinach probably helps neutralize some of the salts in there, but when you make just the cheese pita or the Spanikopita, to me it tastes a little saltier. Mm-hmm. And people just seem to really dig that.
They do. They love the
They love the
Spanikopita.
flavor,
Mm-hmm.
and the 3 cheeses together. It's like having a 3-cheese pizza, except this doesn't have as many things that are bad for you in it, although I do love pizza. Okay, so we're just going to mix all this together.
Yes. We've got the eggs, the cheese, the onions, the spinach. I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of olive oil to the mixture because it tastes good. And I'm going to add probably 2 teaspoons of white pepper. I use white pepper in everything. I seldom use black pepper.
Now why do
Very
you
seldom.
enjoy using white pepper instead of the black
You know
pepper?
what? That's how I grew up. I just grew up with white pepper. I grew up with my papu in the house, and papu always used white pepper, a little bit of salt. Good luck. All right, now the main ingredient in Spanikopita, what really makes it Spanikopita is the dill weed. So what you want to do is just take the dill and rub it between your fingers. Get the flavor going.
Boy, that smells good.
I know. It's so good. You put a lot. I'm putting maybe 1/8 cup in there. No, I put more than that. I probably put 1/4 cup in there just now. And then I add a drizzle of butter into the mixture. There we have it. That's all there is to it.
Now, could you, instead of butter, could you substitute that for olive oil that you
I
just
put
put in
both.
there? Okay.
I put both.
Is that just, it gives it a heartier flavor, or do you know why you just like doing it that way, or does it have any benefits?
It just tastes good.
It's good enough.
That's all you need to know. It just tastes good.
Alrighty.
All right.
Now, you can use any size pan you like, but we like these shallower aluminum pans. You can use a casserole dish, you can use anything you like. This just seems to work a lot better. And we're making a small amount today,
Right.
so we're not going to be using a larger pan. Now, for those of you who are not familiar with baking or Greek cooking, this is called phyllo dough, and it comes in frozen boxes. It comes in organic. You can use that if you like. We just like using the regular. They also come in different numbers. The number 7 is the one that we prefer. It's thick enough, but it's not too thick like a number 10 that can be...
They call it country style.
Yeah.
That very thick phyllo dough. I don't care for it. It's too hard. The number 4 is very, very, very tissue paper thin, which I love to use, but it's very hard to work with. So the number 7 phyllo is really a good compromise.
Yeah, and we use that for all of our baklava products, and it holds together more. I guess it's I don't know if it's more dense, but it doesn't tear as easy. Although all phyllo
Right.
dough does tear,
Right.
this seems to work the best. So I coated with a pastry brush and the melted butter.
Don't be
clarified
afraid
butter.
to use a lot of butter.
Yes. So we're going to do this now. Something you can either, like we do with the baklava, sometimes we'll actually cut the phyllo dough to the size of the pan. But with this, put a nice generous coating on there. Just take a full sheet of phyllo dough and just fold it over, so that gives you 2 layers.
That's right, and don't be afraid of it. Don't be afraid of it.
And normally we're going to do 6 layers on the bottom, or are we going to do 8 today? I think we'll do 6 today.
Let's do 6 for the sake of the show. You can do
Okay.
as many as you like. All right, it's kind of your, whatever your preference is.
We like to do, like when we make the baklava, we'll use 8 layers and
Yes.
10 layers respectively on the bottom and the top, because on the top, that's the show part of the pastry, and you want to show those flaky layers.
Right, you can see that here.
There you go.
You can
This is what the finished product looks
see
like.
that right here.
We cut that out of the pan.
Oops, making a mess here. Yep, it looks really good. We love Spanikopita with some feta cheese, some Kalamata olives, a nice warm piece of Spanikopita, maybe some soup. It's the perfect lunch.
And when she talks about soup, she's talking lemon soup, lemon-flavored soup.
Avgo lemino. It's
Avgo
It's
lemino.
not lemon flavored soup. Avgo lemino soup. It's Greek. Not only is it good
Tastes like lemon
taste,
soup.
not only does it taste delicious, it's also what we call Greek medicine. All right, anytime when any of the children are sick, they get a pot of avgolemino soup over to their houses because they don't live with their mother anymore.
That's right. If you're Jewish, it's chicken soup.
soup.
It's kosher penicillin.
That's right,
Avgo lemino.
avgolemino.
Opa! See, I
Do you
said it
know
right.
what avgo means?
I don't.
Egg. It's an egg lemon soup. Avgo lemino is an egg lemon soup. You boil it like a chicken noodle soup, and then at the very end, after it's all boiled and cooked, you've got the broth, you strain it, you take all the chicken, the onions, everything out of it, and it's boiling and boiling, and then you temper some eggs with the soup, add a whole lot of lemon juice, and then you slowly put it in the soup, and the soup turns white.
Now, as you can see, the phyllo sheets are a little larger than this pan, so we just fold them over. Once all the phyllo dough is in there, fold it each side over, square it up nicely, and then put a little more butter on there to hold down the phyllo dough in the corners.
This is going to be too much for that pan. This amount of spinach will actually make 2 of these pans, I believe.
Now, normally in the pans that we use when we make this for some of our accounts, the pan is just a little bit deeper, but we usually put 3 cups.
3 cups.
3 cups of the mixture. That works really well. It takes it right up to the lip of the pan, so when it bakes, it's not going to push everything way up there. it's gonna finish off very nicely.
Right, make sure that every corner is covered. Okay.
Because you don't want to
Cheat anybody.
cheat anybody.
That's right, you don't,
We don't like cheating anything,
No.
no.
no,
We don't
nobody
go
gets
halfway.
cheated in Greek food.
That's right.
Everybody gets the same. All right, there. Now I saved your hand so you can finish the phyllo.
All right.
Okay. Yeah, we have some left over. Actually, if you have any phyllo left over, I can show you how you can make it little flag style for appetizers.
Ah, hungry already, okay. The thing about phyllo dough too is that you don't have a lot of time to work with it. Once it hits the air, it really dries out fairly quickly. You might have, 15, 20 minutes on the high side. So only take out what you need and then keep the rest sealed and refrigerated so it doesn't start crunching up on you. So we're going to do the same thing on top, just fold it over. We'll use, you want to do 6 or 8 sheets on the top?
Let's do 8. Well,
Okay.
let's see if we have any left over.
Okay.
Yeah, if we do 6, then we'll have some left over I can show, actually.
And let's see, do we have a dull knife over there? Now this is not, unlike on the bottom layers, there's a little bit of a technique that you have to do on these top layers to make it nice and smooth and tuck it all the way around.
All needs to be tucked in. Put it to bed.
Now you can do, like Lisa's doing, you can do it after 2 sheets, 4 sheets, 6 sheets. I usually like to wait till the end.
I do it,
But she does
Piece
it
by
intermittently
piece.
because it actually, once you're not forcing it down so much because there's not so many phyllo sheets that you're pressing into the side. So the way she makes it, visually it looks a little better. Mine tastes just as good, but hers always, it's in the presentation too, and hers looks much better. It doesn't take much time.
no.
All you're doing is you're taking the knife and turning it over like that to curl that phyllo dough on the sides underneath as best you can.
Just push it down.
And if
Don't
it
be
does,
afraid of it.
and if it sticks up a little, don't worry about it. You can always go back with the butter brush and when you're done and just smooth it down
Like
along the
this.
sides. Just like that. Okay, so we're going to do a couple more
Couple more
sheets.
sheets? Okay.
So we'll have one left over.
Don't be
Okay.
afraid of it. That's the main thing with phyllo. Just attack it.
Yeah, I mean, you can't push
You
it
have
too
to
hard
be-
because it tears easily. Don't manhandle it, but you don't have to baby it either. You'll get once you start using the phyllo dough, you'll get used to how hard you can press on it.
That's right. To my student.
A student become the teacher.
That's right.
Grasshopper learn very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so, and when you use the butter brush, before, like Lisa was showing you when she was turning the knife underneath, you can actually, to start out, use that brush to tuck it underneath. That gives you a head start.
I always do that.
Yep, and helps to seal it up.
Mm-hmm.
So again, we're just going to quickly go around the corner here. I use the 2-finger technique. I follow it up with that. I have to. It's like training wheels. I'm still learning to do that. Lisa does it with one knife. She's very quick at doing that.
I don't know. You're just as fast as I am now.
Well, I'm getting there.
Yes, you are.
I am getting there. And I think you'll agree too that, the best part of doing any kind of cooking or baking is when people really love what you make. And Lisa's been doing this a long enough time that people absolutely love it. And when they taste some of the Spanikopita around town, they know that it's hers because she has such a wonderful following. And we're happy to share all this with you. And we'll be having more videos coming up in the very near future. We wanted to make sure that, especially for the holidays coming up, if you want to add a little ethnic flavor, a little Greek flavor to your Thanksgiving or Christmas or Thanksgiving for Hanukkah, maybe, I don't know if you can use it for that, but
I don't know.
if you want to mix it up a little bit,
I have enough.
then it's fine. I think everybody will really enjoy this. It's a wonderful, wonderful, non-sweet pastry.
Savory.
Savory.
Savory. That's right.
Okay, and we're just going to put the finishing touches on this. We are done, except we're going to score it. We're going to draw some lines down the middle so everybody gets equal parts.
That's right.
And you can cut it any way you want to. Like our baklava, there is what's called a traditional, like a diamond cut. Smaller pieces, but that's more traditional. More people are not that familiar with it if you're not into Greek or Mediterranean food or the background of how it's made. But we like to do this just to, I guess, Americanize it. People are used to it and they get even portions this way. So I'm done with my part. Lisa's going to show you how to score it without going too deep into the pastry.
Right, you just want to score the top of the phyllo. Be especially careful when you're using a disposable pan because you could make holes right in the bottom.
Exactly.
Right? So we can do this right down the middle, just score the dough. If you want big pieces, just do 2 here. Now you never want to cut through the lines. All you want to do is cut to here and then cut to here. You don't want to score through. The phyllo will curl, or if you're in a convection oven, it will fly around. So
Sure.
just like this. Now if you wanted to make this appetizer size, you can just cut those in half or a side, or you can keep them this big and serve it as an entree. Go ahead and finish doing that.
And this is a traditional diagonal cut that we also use for the baklava.
Right.
And it makes for nice even portions. And instead of 6 out of this pan, you've now got 12 pieces, smaller portions that you can serve with something else.
Right, now we have a piece of phyllo that's a mess here. Just a mess. But I could certainly show you.
Another Picasso right here. This is artwork.
That's right.
Folks. Pure artwork.
Pure artwork. All right, so if you have a nice, not all torn up piece of phyllo, where's the butter? If you can hand me that. Let me show you. All you need to do is brush one side of the phyllo long ways. Thanks. Fold it in half. So you've got a nice folded piece of phyllo right here. Take a big spoonful of the spinach mixture. Fold in the ends. And you just wrap it up like a flag. Now this phyllo is really broken, so I'm going to cheat. There. So this is how you have it. Now you can make these even smaller too for appetizers for your parties. All right, and then before you do anything, you must brush the tops of anything you work with that you use for phyllo. Everything gets brushed with butter. So, just like this.
And that's again to help brown it properly?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And to make it
More moist?
taste buttery. It's delicious. There we go.
Okay, and again, this is the finished product. You can see the phyllo on the bottom, plenty of spinach and cheese ingredients there. Now, unlike baklava you can serve very warm, or you can serve it at room temperature. I can eat anything cold. Cold pizza, cold burgers, most guys would like that.
I know.
Cold steak. But this is something that you want to heat up, but you don't want to serve, especially with the cheeses, you don't want to serve it super hot or the cheeses ooze out the side and it kind of messes things up. So just warm, a little bit above warm.
Just get it warm.
And that makes for a perfect Spanikopita.
Opa!
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 Thanks for joining us again at the Happy Kitchen.
Everybody dance! You want a bite?
Oh, are you kidding? I've been waiting all day for this.
We're going to do the Zorba now. The Zorba. Is it good?
See you next time. Thank you very much.
Bye.